the participle adjectives. The word amazing is an adjective. The word beautiful is an adjective. The word expensive is an adjective. So how can we define the word adjective? An adjective is a word that describes or gives more information about a noun or a pronoun. Very simple. Because I told you, a pronoun can replace a noun. Like you can say, Sarah is beautiful. Beautiful is an adjective. It is describing Sarah. Or instead of Sarah, you can say, she is beautiful. So the word beautiful, in this case, describes she, which is a pronoun. We are going to be covering what we call the participle adjectives. The word participle in the English language means a verb ending with either ing or ed. Like you can have what we call the present participle. So it is the verb ending with ing, like eating, working, drinking. This is called present participle. Or you can have the past participle, which is the third form of the verb. It does not necessarily have to end with ed because some verbs are irregular. So for example, when you have eat, ate, eaten, eaten is the past participle. Okay, it's not ending with ed, but it is still the past participle form of the verb eat. And you can also have it with ed, like shock, shocked, shocked. Okay, so shocked is the past participle. It's ending with ed. Okay, so the past participle is the verb in its third form. So these ones can be adjectives. When you have a verb ending with ing, or when you have a verb in its third form, sometimes these verbs can be functioning as adjectives. And it is very tricky to a lot of students to know which type of participle to use. Let me give you this example. The game was exciting. Exciting, this is called a participle adjective. But you can also say, I got excited. It is ending with ed. So when it's ending with ing, it is called the present participle. If it is ending with ed, in this case, it is called the past participle. So how can we decide what form of participle to use? Like, why haven't we said the game was excited? And why haven't we said, I got exciting? Why? You have to be careful. Let me give you more examples and then I'm going to explain. The situation was embarrassing. I felt embarrassed. Movies are interesting. I am interested in movies. The lecture was confusing. We got confused. This guy is boring. I feel bored when I talk to this guy. The kids are exhausting. The parents get exhausted. So what is the difference between the ing form of these adjectives and the ed form of these adjectives? This is very important, especially when you talk or when you want to write something. A lot of students mix them up. A lot of students say, I am boring because there is nothing to do. I am interesting in these movies. So these ones are incorrect uses. Why? Look at the first example. When you say the game was exciting, we use the ing form of this participle adjective when the noun this adjective is describing, in this case it is game, is the source of this feeling. Like, what is causing this excitement? The game. If the game is the source of that feeling, then you add ing. But when you say I got excited, I in this case is the receiver. The game got exciting, so I became excited. The excitement is coming from the game. The word I is receiving the excitement. That's why it is ending with ed. In the second example, the situation is the source of embarrassment. That's why I felt embarrassed. I received the embarrassment. Movies are interesting. Movies are the source of this feeling. And that's why I felt this feeling. I became interested. The lecture was confusing. The lectures are the source of confusion. That's why I got confused. I think you got the idea. Okay? So when the noun, this adjective, is describing, is the source of that feeling, you have ing at the end of this adjective. If the noun, this adjective is describing, is the receiver of this feeling, you add ed. Okay? So when you say I am boring, this means you are the source of boredom. There's difference between being bored and being boring. So boring is a bad thing, but you can be bored sometimes, but don't be boring. Okay, I think it's very clear now. So this is about the participle adjectives.